again, friends, and happy Friday to you all. Matt with Eddie's Guitars coming to you, as always, from St. Louis, Missouri. We sure appreciate you joining us on yet another Friday afternoon for our acoustic guitar showcase. Friends, do not neglect to say hello to our good friend Alejandro behind the controls running the show today.
What's up, guys? How's it going? Glad to be back.
Alejandro, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. Had a good holiday weekend. Ready for a new live stream, and please let us know if you hear any weird popping, because we've had some issues with some audio artifacts lately.
Yes, indeed. Please, and folks, don't be shy with your keyboards. We would love to hear from you. That's literally the reason why we do these live, is so we can kind of hopefully field any questions that you might have about any of the wonderful instruments that we're playing. And Alejandro, just like that, I'm going to leeway right into our first guitar. Folks, we are playing a really sweet, very unique, I've got to say, Iris JB model. And this is sort of the orchestra model size guitar from Iris Guitars. And this, as I said, this specific example is kind of a unique one. And Alejandro, if we could take a look up close at these woods, we'll see exactly what I'm referring to. The top here is a reclaimed redwood top. A beautiful specimen here, I've got to say. A very, very tight grain. I like that nice kind of dark strip right down the center as well. Almost giving it a touch of like a sinker redwood. However, this is not a submersion piece of lumber at all. This is just reclaimed rather than being sinker. So really a nice old redwood top on this guitar. We've got binding done in a grained ivoroid around the body of this guitar. We also have that matching around the actual rosette, and that's kind of framed in some nice black purfling as well, which is really nice. Otherwise, it's a fairly simply dressed guitar. Not a whole lot of, extra ornamentation or stuff just for the sake of stuff being there, in that it does not have any pick guard. You can see a relatively simple rectangular, nice kind of petite little rectangular bridge there as well. Nice touch. Back and sides of this guitar are a beautiful and straight grain set of East Indian rosewood. I really like the color of this particular set of rosewood. I think it complements the redwood top really nicely, and even all on its own, I think it's just a really pretty color of rosewood. No back strip, as I said, keeping it relatively simple. I do like how they match the little nice heel cap there in the grained ivoroid, matching the binding of the guitar. All the way up on the headstock, we're going to see a ebony veneer all the way up there. If we could get her in focus, there we go. And of course, that bold Iris logo all the way down the headstock, done in kind of a gold stenciled design there. We've got that Iris flower all the way up top. And again, the iris going right down the center of the headstock itself. We've got Golden Age tuning machines with the off-white buttons on there, really tying in nicely with the grained ivoroid buttons on there. Otherwise, ebony fingerboard and bridge on this guitar. I really like the standard scale length on this guitar is an even 25 inches, which I've got to say is a comfortable reach and a comfortable scale length for this guitar. And it lacks nothing in terms of dynamics and getting up and being able to roar. A lot of times folks will associate a redwood top with being usually a little bit lower in the headroom, compared to some of the spruces and other tops out there. This one, I've got to say, has awfully good headroom for doing anything flat picking wise, doing some strong rhythm on this guitar. And of course, it's more than sensitive and responsive enough to do your anything bare finger and in between. Finger style playing as well, really nice. This has a standard nut width of 1 3/4 inches, and we've got a bridge spacing down here that we've upped just a little bit to 2 5/16 down here at the bridge. Otherwise, we've got scalloped Adirondack spruce braces under the hood of this guitar, and again, very versatile tone out of this guitar, whether you're doing that delicate, clear, kind of folky finger style stuff, or again, getting after it a bit. It's got a nice punch doing that flat picky stuff as well. Nice ring to that one. Very nice.
I gotta say, I really like how those Iris guitars feel. They're super lightweight and not in a bad way, like lightweight in a great way.
They are pretty lightly built, and to your point of the feel, beyond just the picking it up and kind of feeling how light they are. The neck on that guitar, I didn't mention it, but that's really a nice feeling neck. It's what they refer to as a C profile neck. It does have a little bit of a hint of extra shoulder area to the neck, which gives it not a huge feel, but a slightly more full feel than your average kind of C profile neck out there, I think is fair to say. Not giant, but a nice substantiality to that neck without feeling like it's too much, for sure. Folks, we've arrived to a beautiful little Santa Cruz 0012 fret, and we didn't go way overboard in terms of customization to this guitar. We kept a lot of the kind of standard 00 things there. We kind of upgraded, if you will, or tweaked some of the specs on this guitar to our liking. But like I said, the 00 all on its own, bone stock, is an awesome guitar from Santa Cruz. So we didn't have to do a whole lot of heavy lifting to kind of push this over the edge to just where we like it. Handra, if we could take a look at what I'm referring to here. The top that we're going to start with here is a beautiful example of classic Sitka spruce. This is just tried and true, amazing North American tone wood for just an amazing acoustic guitar. Beautiful Sitka spruce top on this guitar. We do have the standard herringbone trim around the top border of this guitar. However, we did something a little bit different on the rosette and binding. Normally you would see like kind of a grained ivoroid binding and rosette on a 00 model like this to kind of tie in with that herringbone top border. We chose to go with snake wood on this guitar. Beautiful binding around the body, and you can see up close there, it makes for a beautiful, very deep and almost glowing rosette as well. Really a beautiful, just little ring of wood there, I've got to say. Really nice. Back and sides of this guitar are a spectacular set of Cocobolo. Man, oh man, beautiful straight stuff. I like just the bit of figure down here at the very center of the lower bouts there. Really, really cool. Beautiful sides as well. We've got that zigzag back strip going all the way down the center of the back, really beautifully tying in with that herringbone top border. I want to call your attention to that beautiful snakewood heel cap there. Again, beautifully tying in with the binding material on this guitar. And I also should mention the actual bridge wood itself is also done in snakewood. So really beautiful coordination all the way around on this guitar. I've got to say, just that combination, before we get into the rest of the details of the guitar, the combination of a 12-fret double O guitar, short scale, of course, with that beautiful, responsive, warm and cozy sounding Sitka spruce with this nice, glassy, reflective Cocobolo. Man, that makes for a charming tone. We're going to hear more of it momentarily, but really a charming tone. All the way up on the headstock, we will see not only a slotted headstock, but an ebony veneer. Once again, we're fully bound in snakewood. All the way up to the headstock, you'll see that snakewood binding also on the edge of the fingerboard, if I can get it in focus. There we go. Beautiful wood binding, though. Mahogany neck on this guitar. We've got the standard 1 3/4 inch nut width. We have the standard 2 3/16 spacing down here at the bridge, and we've got a 24 3/4 inch scale length on this guitar as well. Very, very comfortable all the way around. Ergonomically, I don't think we have got anything to complain about. Love the almost thick tone that this has, a real fatness. I think the combination of that Sitka and Cocobolo in the context of this double O size is That's a sweet one there. Folks, as I said, do not be shy with your keyboards. We would love to hear from you. Love to know what you've maybe been playing if you've had a little bit of time off work with Christmas being yesterday. Hopefully some folks have some time off perhaps over the weekend and have some plans to play some music, I hope. We'd love to hear about it.
Yeah, Chad is mentioning how nice the harmonics are on that guitar, very bell-like.
You know, we I'll just admit it. We don't see enough Santa Cruz double O's through our shop here. We need to be ordering more of them. That is such an awesome example. And like I said, even just the straight up version of the Santa Cruz double O is a great guitar. I really like how we kind of finessed that one into what it is, though, or how Santa Cruz really technically did.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Folks, we have reached one that you could not miss if you tried. This is the Bourgeois L-DBO, the Deep Purple Rabbit. And this is a loving continuation upon the theme of the Bourgeois White Rabbit, which originally years ago now, I don't know exactly how many, I would have to do some checking, but years ago, the original White Rabbit guitars were actually built for the Dixie Chicks, and again, a long time ago. And since then, their presence of having those guitars with them on stage and in the studio certainly caught some attention from players out there, enthusiasts. And Bourgeois made the White Rabbit available to the public. And we've had a number of those through our shop over the years, and we've had the opportunity over the years to do some, again, custom variations on those. And a late night conversation, I believe it was at a NAMM show a number of years ago now, we were sitting around with the guys at Bourgeois, and we thought, man, you know, what if we did like a really like luxurious, very royal purple looking rabbit? And we were just kicking that idea around a little bit and landed on, yes, we will do that, but it has to be called the Deep Purple Rabbit. And eventually these were born. I believe this is actually the third one that we've had built for our shop here. They have just been so awesome that as soon as they leave, we just want another one. So we continue to get them in here. It requires very, very specific wood, as strange as that sounds. It requires very specific wood for Bourgeois to deem that wood worthy to go into a guitar with a finish like this. Hondro, let's elaborate on that a little bit, if we could, please. You will see a beautiful deep purple stained Adirondack spruce top on this guitar. And man, like I said, absolutely one of a kind looking. If you ask me, I've got to say, I really just adore the way that the stain took to this top, and you've got that natural-ish kind of stripe going right down the center of the top there, splitting that beautiful English holly bridge right down the center. So cool looking. Speaking of which, let's get a close-up on that bridge if we could. Folks, that's not ivory or any kind of man-made material that is trying to mimic ivory. This is, in fact, a natural wood called Hollywood, English holly. Beautiful, very blonde in color. You can see some incredible mother of pearl inlays accompanied with even more abalone shell inlay within the mother of pearl in the wings of that bridge. Kind of a nice rectangular design. This is what would be a pyramid bridge, but they kind of chopped the tops of those pyramids off to accommodate those beautiful inlays in there. Back and sides of this guitar are one of the most stunning sets of quilted maple I have ever seen. It almost looks like maybe it's 3D printed. It's not. But it is so impressive, and of course the incredible work and attention to detail that the finishing crew at Bourgeois went into, just the amount of trouble they went to get this thing to look this way. I don't even want to know what went into it, but we're grateful that they did, because this is just an absolute incredible work of art. No backstrip required in a back like this. You better believe it. I should have mentioned, and I will, the body is bound, as you can see, in just a jet black ebony, just so clean looking, really sharp frame for such a statement of a guitar, for sure. All the way up on the headstock, we have done a English holly veneer on the face of the headstock to kind of mirror the color of that bridge down there, giving it a nice continuous theme. We've got some beautiful, colorful abalone shell for the Bourgeois logo, as well as for that presentation headstock inlay within that English holly. Again, everything bound in ebony here. I wanted to just show you the back of this neck in a little bit more detail. Again, just to show the detail and attention that they've given this beautiful curly maple neck to match that purple finish. Of course, you got to do gold Waverly tuning machines, and it wouldn't be complete without those mother of pearl buttons on the gold Waverlys. I've got to say, those mother of pearl buttons just perfectly tie in with the full mother of pearl block inlay going down the face of the fingerboard, with all of your position markers done in abalone, and just full on presentation fingerboard from Bourgeois here. Just awesome. And folks, we're not naive here. I realize that a purple stained guitar probably is not for everybody, and that's just fine with us. This is just an amazing creation. Again, so much attention to detail has gone into this. A beautiful playing guitar. It's a 25-inch even scale length, so kind of considered a short scale from Bourgeois. 1 and 23/32 at the nut, and 2.2 spacing down here at the bridge. We've got the fully torrefied aged tone Adirondack spruce, scallop braces, all tuned by hand, of course, under the top, and that's all been attached using animal protein glue. So literally all the boxes checked. It's not just a showpiece. It's absolutely a tone monster as well. Folks, some maple guitars are frankly just a little too dry. Not all, but some maple guitars are just a little too dry for my liking. Gotta say, the Bourgeois guitars that we've had made out of maple, and I don't care if it's flamed maple, highly quilted maple like this, however they're voicing these things, they really get a nice presence of harmonic complexity. It's not just a bone dry fundamental tone, though the fundamentals are very clear and present. I've got to say, I just love the extra stuff, the reverby stuff that you get out of a maple bourgeois guitar. Very nice.
Matt, we've got our local celebrity Hiroya Tsukamoto and hanging out in the chat.
Hiroya, so good to have you here.
Telling
I hope
him
your holiday season is going great.
saying he needs to get back in here. Love to have him through the shop again.
We would love to have you here anytime you're in our neck of the woods. Folks, if you're not familiar with Hiroya Tsukamoto, fix that for yourself right away. He's one of our favorite guests that we're able to have in the shop here. He's been gracious enough to sit down in our studio several times now and magically play some of our guitars for us. If you need any musical inspiration, take it from me. Go listen to Hiroya. We treasure his friendship and having him in our shop for sure. Hiroya, we really appreciate you being here. Folks, we've been lucky enough to have been a Lowden dealer now for several years, and in that time, we've had quite a few Lowden creations through our shop. New ones, old ones, stock models, very highly customized and unique creations, limited editions, anniversary model. We've had almost a little bit of everything, I think it's safe to say, and just when you think you've seen it all, of course they reach out and they say, hey, we found some wood that we might think that we think you might feel is interesting. And I said, oh, well, I'd love to see it. Send me some photos or whatever you got. Tell me what you know about it. And they basically just sent me a couple of photos of this wood. Handra, let's just look at this real quick while we've got you there. And instantaneously, I said, yes, we want it. Here's the guitars we want. Folks, this is just really incredible. Almost a blistered looking, highly figured quilted mahogany on the back and sides of this guitar. No, it is not from the tree. I know that was going to be the next question. It is not. But it is a beautifully quilted, and as I said, almost blistered looking figure to this back set. Gorgeous color. No, there's no stain on that. This is the natural color of the wood under finish. Just a beautiful specimen here. Otherwise, we've got an F35 model with a beautiful Western red cedar top. And I've got to say, this is a characterful Western red cedar top, which I really like to see. You can see sort of almost a hand-rubbed, I'm not going to call it a satin finish, but it's almost a satin finish. There is a bit of a nice sheen and glow to this for sure, but it's not your totally buffed out, super glossy finish either. In fact, you can almost see the clear pick guard that Lowden uses here, what it might look like under a fully polished kind of a finish, but I really like that luxurious feeling, kind of softer feeling finish that they use on their guitars. Certainly a nice touch on this beautiful Western red cedar top. Folks, you'll also see a beautifully colorful abalone rosette going right around that sound hole as well. Really nice touch. Otherwise, the body itself is bound in a nice curly maple. We've got some really nice kind of fine purfling, kind of black and maple purfling around the top of the guitar itself. But like I said, we were just taken instantly by just the visuals of this beautiful quilted mahogany for the back and sides. And like I said, we were eager to get some guitars built with this. This is one of two that we have coming with this wood, just for reference sake. All the way up on the headstock, we'll see a beautiful ebony veneer with that classic. Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. That's not an ebony veneer. That's an ancient bog oak veneer on the face of that headstock. You can tell by the figure that it's got in there, which is really, really cool. But a Lowden logo inlaid in maple all the way up on the face of the headstock there. And otherwise, we've got gold Godo 510 tuning machines with the custom Lowden ebony buttons that they put on there, and then the 5-piece neck that they do out of a combination of primarily mahogany, but with rosewood splines for reinforcement going down the neck there. And otherwise, this is a fairly straight ahead F-35. Not a whole lot of other customizations that we needed to do to it, or so we felt. And man, the Western red cedar and that beautiful curly quilty mahogany just makes for a beautiful tone. Always really appreciated the clarity that Lowden guitars seem to have in those low registers. And folks, we're in standard tuning here, so we're not in a dramatically low tuning at the moment. But even on that low E major 7 chord, those 7 notes are really clear and prominent in that voicing, and just really it feels like a sturdy, reliable guitar because you can land on those notes, and everything is just there. It's really, really nice to have that really grounded kind of feel to a guitar like that. Very cool.
Yeah, Jason says it's hard to compete with Lowden in terms of volume and sustain. They are incredible instruments.
Well, and playability too. I mean, let's face it. I mean, the neck profile, the intonation that they achieve in their guitars, it's not really a mystery why some of the most acrobatic players out there choose Lowden guitars as their primary tools for their playing. That's not really a surprise.
Yeah. Matt, say hi to Bryce Rogero. He's hanging out in here too.
Bryce, great to have you here. Very good to have you here. We need more Rogero guitars in the shop, and more frequently. Bryce, get to work.
Yeah, what are you doing watching? Get back to work.
Awesome. Ooh, baby. Oh, man. Those harmonics are like a choir of angels. Folks, we have reached a Blind Guitars B-XXX, built by our good friend Virgile Pilon out of France. And man, I'll tell you, we have just been blown away by the Blind guitars that we have had through our shop thus far. And this B-XXX is a pretty good example of that, I've got to say. Beautifully kind of classic, but also modern guitar, sort of all in one package here. And just again a beautiful playing, beautiful sounding guitar. And Hondra, if we could, if I could wipe some of the fingerprints off this first, we'll get there, I promise. Folks, we have got, as I said, a beautifully sunbursted Swiss moon spruce top on this guitar. Really nice tortoiseshell pickguard, but a beautiful classic looking sunburst to this guitar with a beautiful moon spruce top underneath. Very, very tight grain. You can kind of see, if I can get it in the right light here, it does have some pretty significant kind of silking even underneath that sunburst finish, which is really, you know, just deep looking under that finish. We've got a very classic grained ivoroid binding around the body of this guitar, with yet again more classic herringbone trim going around the top of the guitar. You'll also see that herringbone mirrored around the sound hole on the rosette of the guitar as well. So traditionally inspired, at least in the aesthetics of this guitar, to be sure. While we're here, I just want to call your attention to, in my opinion, one of the coolest bridges in the business. Just an awesome kind of a stair-stepped design. This particular bridge carved out of ebony, but a beautiful design. Still has bridge pins in there and everything, so not a completely radical modern design necessarily, but really very clean, kind of still contemporary if you ask me, but very, very cool. Back and sides of this guitar are a catastrophically great set of very, very old Madagascar rosewood. We're talking 1930s harvested Madagascar rosewood. Man, the color to me tells the whole story here. Just gorgeous, gorgeous wood. And I mean, just amazing milk chocolate color, the intensity of all the spider webbing and fineness of all that nice dark grain is not something you see every single day. And we work in a really nice guitar shop, and we don't even see this every single day. So we're pretty excited about this slab of wood attached to this guitar here, I've got to say. The heel cap is done in high fashion as well, also done in Madagascar rosewood, carved beautifully into that shape there for the heel cap. Really a nice touch. All the way up on the headstock, I've got to say, Virgile's headstocks are just consistently among my very favorite out there. We've got a powerfully slotted headstock here, and the main theme of this headstock is a strong ebony veneer that's done in sort of a matte finish. Outside of that, you can see a most powerful slab of matching Madagascar rosewood. Man, what an awesome, awesome detail on this guitar, perfectly tying in with the back set of this guitar. And I'll be honest, I'm not sure where he found a slab of rosewood that thick that he could just say, okay, I'll just use that for the piece on the headstock there. That's a pretty nice use there. Beautiful stuff. Even the back of the headstock. Full mahogany neck, of course, but beautiful work there. Nickel, Shaler tuning machines. I couldn't get that out there. Very classic looking, though. And again, sort of a mix between highly inspired and kind of traditional, which is a really nice mix here. Though it is a slotted headstock, this is, in fact, a 14-fret guitar. Oftentimes, a slotted headstock will draw implications to a 12-fret guitar. However, this is a 14-fret. However, this does have a relatively short scale length for this size and shape of a guitar, in that it's 24 3/4 on the scale, which once again makes for very, very nice chord reaches, makes for a really charming voice out of this guitar as well. 1 3/4 at the nut. We've got 2 1/4 down here at that beautiful ebony bridge. And Hondra, I'm sorry, I'm going to make you change one more time there. So I want to show you the face of this fingerboard while we've got you. It is an ebony fingerboard. I really like what he's done with the inlays, though. It's fairly minimal, but you can see on the bass side here, you've got these brass ring inlays all the way up to the, what is that, 9th fret there, and then it switches at the 12th to the treble side. Small detail, but I think a really classy one. Kind of unique as well, being those offset dots there. Really cool. But most importantly, the voice is there, and like I said, this just has a charming... Awesome. That is awesome.
Matt, is there a classic pre-war guitar that you would compare that guitar to?
Yeah, I think the closest thing that this would be related to from a old school standpoint would probably be a Martin 00028. The reason I say that is Virgil's B-30, as I mentioned when I grabbed it, is essentially kind of an orchestra model shape, more or less. But the scale length, as I mentioned, is also diminished. So you're not starting with like a 25.4 or a 25.5 scale length. You're dealing with a less than 25-inch scale length, which would put it closer to kind of that 00028 kind of a vibe. Really, really cool. Still its own thing, though, and certainly everything going on under the hood of that guitar contributes a great deal to its voice, as they always do. But
And do you think that the weight of a guitar affects its tone one way or another?
I don't love how that question was worded. Yes. Next question. No, I'm just kidding. See, I was actually having a brief conversation with my buddy John earlier, and he and I both agreed that, typically our preference and just what experience and playing guitars has pointed us towards over the years is more lightly built guitars. They seem to be airier. They seem to be more immediately responsive. And you can live and die by that theory all you want. And then you might be surprised one day when you play something like a Michael Greenfield guitar, which is the opposite of a featherweight guitar, yet it is as responsive, as long-ringing, as inspiring sounding, and perhaps even nicer to play than some of the super, super lightly built guitars out there. So, yes, I think weight has a contribution on tone. I don't think that it's for the inherent positive or negative, though. I think maybe is the best way to say that, or at least one way to say it.
And last question.
Handra, I'm curious your thoughts on that as more of a kind of bass player background. I know we're talking acoustic instruments here, but I'm curious your thoughts. You play almost as many guitars as I play here, if not as many.
Well, I think that the greenfield that you brought up was like the perfect point. Was that, I was talking about those Irish guitars earlier and how lightweight they are,
Yep.
and how lightweight Atkin guitars are, and how I personally equate that with the level of like dryness and responsiveness to a certain degree.
Sure. Nothing wrong with that at all.
But then when we picked up those greenfield guitars, I was kind of blown away at how heavy they were comparatively to a lot of our other inventory. But no detraction from the sound whatsoever. I mean, so, and then as far as like solid instruments go, I personally don't think that, a heavier guitar sounds better. And I have both super lightweight basses and super heavy ones. And the only thing that's different is which strap I'm using. So.
I always appreciated and I don't know if it was actually a thing or not, because I wasn't around back then to see firsthand, but I just assumed, and maybe it wasn't even Gibson, maybe it was just the folks working at the guitar shops during the 1970s, maybe 1980s, saying, "Oh man, well the heavier it is, the more sustain it has," as if those two things are mutually exclusive together. They're not.
Yeah, I agree.
But funny.
And last one before you get into this.
Yeah.
Ultimate guitar here. What is the pick thickness that you're using?
This is a blue chip Kenny Smith 60. And I can't remember exactly what the thickness is. I think it's like a 1.2, a 1.3, somewhere in that ballpark. But a fairly round. Handra, switch that camera angle for me. They didn't ask about the shape, but I'm going to show you anyway. Fairly small, fairly round, with bevel. Little Kenny Smith blue chip here that I'm messing with today.
They're calling that 1.5 millimeter.
1.5, a little thicker than I thought. This to me is right about the right thickness for what I like. Is apparently about 1.5 millimeters there. Handra, I need you to go start my car, pop the trunk.
I got a bag of money right here.
I'll take that too. All the better. Folks, we have landed upon a most unbelievable Froggy Bottom H14 Limited Plus. This has all sorts of cool tricks up its sleeve. I've got to say, we're humbled to have this guitar under our roof here. Truly a work of art in every way that statement can be said. This applies. Jandro, let's indulge ourselves if we could here. Folks, we've got, again, the H14. This is a limited grade guitar, so literally all of these stops were pulled out and completely ignored in this guitar. Lots of attention to detail, painstaking efforts made in this guitar, believe me. Folks, we've got a select Adirondack spruce top. This is an old growth specimen here, a beautiful specimen of nice old red spruce on this top. You can just see the tightness and consistency of that grain there and just the milky color all throughout that nice Adirondack spruce top. I say nice, it's exquisite is really the word. Incredible, incredible specimen here. Being a limited grade guitar from Froggy Bottom, there's a few implications there in terms of specifications, one of which being the beautiful Paua shell border going all the way around that top there. And man, just beautiful select Paua shell, really colorful, really active. I mentioned in the sort of the title of this guitar, it is a limited plus. What the plus refers to is actually the presence of the fingerboard extension inlay going around that fingerboard extension, almost kind of making it think of like a 42 style sort of a top. You'll also see that beautiful matching abalone going around the sound hole on the rosette there as well. I always have to mention, I just love these nice, small, relatively speaking, relatively small Froggy Bottom tortoiseshell pick guards as well. Just such a nice, classy touch there. We also have a beautifully carved ebony pyramid bridge on the face of this guitar. Yet another bit of an upgrade compared to the otherwise standard belly bridge that would be present on a guitar like this. Back and sides, folks, are a most incredible set of the tree mahogany and an incredible tortoiseshell figure, just deep, defined, almost a veiny grain to this back set. Unbelievable color, figure, sound, everything about it is just tens all the way through. We've got that beautiful Paua abalone back strip going all the way down the center of the back there. I should have mentioned the body itself is bound in a beautiful curly maple, giving it just a beautiful contrast of a frame against the most exquisite mahogany out there as far as I'm concerned. We'll appreciate some lovely detail on that scrimshaw heel cap there. That is a yellow trout lily right there. Let me get you a little up close there without blowing this out. Give me 2 seconds. There you go. Beautiful scrimshaw work done by Patria Mitchell. Long time kind of collaborative artist with the folks at Froggy Bottom Guitars. Just such a beautiful little touch on such an exquisite instrument here. All the way up on the headstock, we'll see a beautiful Brazilian rosewood veneer on the face of that headstock. Beautiful, just grain and color. Just looks old to me. The Froggy Bottom logo you'll see, normally that's done in a beautiful slab of abalone or very colorful Paua shell. This is actually done in mother of pearl, but what you'll see there is intense engraving, all done by the artist Glenn Carson. Glenn does unbelievable handwork. He is not using any CNC. He's not using any templates to get to this point. He literally starts with a hammer and a chisel and he just goes at it until he thinks it's complete. Not only do we have his engraving work on that frog logo on the headstock, we'll also see that done in the fleur-de-lis inlays on the face of the fingerboard of this guitar. And folks, I'm going to step away from the microphones again just to give you a close-up on the handiwork that Glenn has done on the inlays of this guitar. Give me 2 seconds. Just absolute micro pieces of artwork within an even larger piece of art. It's pretty incredible. Even down to the nickel Waverly tuning machines, which are also engraved. They have just completely gone all out on this guitar. This has the standard nut width of 1 3/4 with a bridge spacing of 2 5/16 with a standard scale length of 25 1/4. Got to say, I'm very impressed with the versatility of this guitar. You know, it's kind of that, again, relatively orchestra model kind of size and shape. But man, it can sure do a little bit of everything. Beautiful ring. Boy, oh boy. Andro.
Matt.
We've arrived.
Where are we?
I don't know. I was hoping you would tell me.
Froggy land.
Apparently. You leave me here. I'm just fine staying here.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. Chad is literally freaking out over this guitar.
Oh, no. Well, I'm not going to be able to raise enough money fast enough to buy this if
I think
everybody
you're gonna
else
have
is freaking out over
Yeah,
it.
you're gonna have to fight Chat for this guitar.
Now that's a proper radiation of overtones. Folks, as I have already said, we have reached the end of just a beautiful grouping of 6 very fine instruments today. We would love to know if any of these specifically spoke to you over one of the other ones for whatever reason. We're always curious to know, just for our own edification, if you will. Hondro is really curious. He's going to go home and think about it and talk with his friends about it tonight, I'm sure. So give him some conversation starters here, folks, please.
Let's see if I can sell 40 $1,000 guitars from my collection. We'll get there.
That's one way of looking at it.
Well, which was your favorite, Matt?
My only regret is that I can't play it this way. Is that odd? Guess which one was my favorite, Hondro?
I'm gonna guess it's the Froggy.
Oh, well, yeah. This is it, isn't it? No, this is. We don't take this lightly. Throwing one super fine guitar at the end of every acoustic guitar showcase. Every guitar on this wall deserves to be at that last spot. Let's just say that. This particular guitar, I don't know if we'll ever have another one quite like this from Froggy. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that or if I can say that, but I don't know if we will. Honestly, this is next level, even for us, which is saying a lot. So we're, as I said, humbled to have this guitar in our shop, for however long that may be. We will find out. Hondro, what'd you like? Did we get there yet?
I have to go with the Froggy. I was gonna go with the Purple Rabbit.
I'm a big fan of purple. I think you could pull purple off pretty well too.
I mean, look, it would match my little square here. It's purple.
That's true. That's true. Got the purple shade going.
Oh yeah. Let's see. We got Dave on the Froggy.
Nothing wrong with that.
We got Elias on the Froggy.
Nothing wrong with that either.
Jason going for the Lowden.
Ooh, very nice. That's a great Lowden.
We got someone on the Froggy. Would love to play some Renaissance tunes by John Renborn.
Oh, man, I wish I could.
On the
come here and play
Santa.
some for us. I wish I could.
Let's see. Adam says you know where to send the invoice.
Yes, I do.
John says they're actually all sound great. The Iris is a steal.
I mean, I'm glad somebody else said it first, so I didn't have to. I hesitate to discuss pricing of these instruments in our acoustic guitar showcases for a number of reasons. But if you look at the price of where that Iris falls relative to the rest of these guitars, and the fact that it hangs very well with the rest of these guitars, says a lot about what they're doing. I think says an awful lot.
Right. Yeah, got a few more votes for the Cruz, a couple more for the Froggy.
Nice.
Got one for the Blind from Maxwell.
That Blind is a killing guitar. Yeah, absolutely. So have we determined where we're at there, Andrew?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's probably the Froggy. I didn't tally them, but
Froggy Friday. Yeah, maybe that should be the name of our acoustic guitar showcases from
turning into
Froggy
that, isn't it?
Fridays. Folks, once again, we sure appreciate you spending your Friday afternoon playing through a bunch of amazing guitars with us. As I always say, if you were not able to join us live, but are watching this after the fact, we sure appreciate you doing that as well. Don't forget to leave a comment below. Just because it's not live doesn't make it not relevant. We love hearing from you folks. Do not be shy with us. There's no reason to be. We love hearing from you. Jandro, any final thoughts from you?
No.
What are you doing for New Year? You got any plans?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Maybe I'll come over to your house and wreck it for you.
Nothing too nefarious, you know.
Yeah, me either. Me either. That's okay though. I like to get to bed around 8:30 or so on New Year's Eve.
So I won't have to bail you out of jail this time?
Not this time. Not this time. That was that was a year, wasn't it? Oh, well, anyway, folks, thank you again for being here. We sure appreciate you. Have an awesome weekend. Have a very happy, most importantly, a very safe New Year. We can't wait